So Games Workshop has promised some SEISMIC Warhammer 40k reveals coming next week. Let's talk about what's going to be revealed at their next preview online. Hello and welcome back to Warspets Tactics, where today we're talking about Games Workshop's next preview. They've just announced that they're going to be doing another one, and that one's going to be their Adepticon one, another set of reveals for a whole bunch of different gaming systems, and most notably including Warhammer 40k, Kill Team and Heresy, so plenty of stuff for the grim darkness of the far future. My suspicion is that we may well get Lionel Johnson and the Last Arcs of Omen book in this, and the Kill Team possibilities are pretty interesting as well, and there may well be more. The preview online is going hand in hand with Adepticon, one of the biggest 40k events around. The event lasts for a good few days, but the Games Workshop preview is going to be happening on the 22nd to the 23rd of March, depending on what time zone you happen to be in. There'll be a reveal show at the actual place itself, and then very shortly after they'll do one of their preview sessions online, unveiling a whole bunch of models for their various different game systems. I'll be on hand to cover it this time. It looks like it's going to be a bit of an unsociable one at 3 AM GMT, but I feel like this one's probably going to be interesting and a good chance to have a new Primarch in the game. They have told us the game systems that will be previewed, they often do it with this. It's going to be previews for Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, Kill Team and Warhammer Underworlds. Games Workshop's never usually one to talk down what's coming in their previews, but they have said that they will be SEISMIC, and to be honest, if they really are revealing Mr. Lionel Johnson in all his glory, they're probably right. I would bear in mind it's not going to be an entire hour of Warhammer 40k and Kill Team stuff though. They are going to be doing plenty of other game systems as well, so don't come expecting an entire hour of Warhammer 40k model reveals. I suspect we'll be getting something like maybe a couple of kits and a book or two perhaps. I would be surprised if we get really any more than that. At this point though, a whole load of things have either been leaked, rumoured or hinted, and I think that we can make some pretty safe predictions as to what's coming. First up, the obvious elephant in the room is 10th edition, which I strongly suspect won't be in this one, despite Games Workshop's rather cryptic hint of yesterday with Tyranids and Terminators. Even if that is going to be Warhammer 40k 10th edition, I don't think it's going to be coming out in this preview. It just wouldn't really make sense with some last major 9th reveals to come. Plus, if they announce a new edition of Warhammer 40k, it isn't going to be in a mixed reveal show where they have Age of Sigmar and plenty of other game systems as well. They'll certainly be spending an entire session focused on the grim darkness of 40k, and not just say, oh yeah, 10th edition is coming out, and then swiftly move on to whatever Warhammer Underworlds release is coming next. As I mentioned, this looks like it could well be the reveal that sees Mr. Lionel Johnson return to Warhammer 40k, as per their ongoing Arcs of Omen narrative. I'd guess this will be the major 40k headline that they've got. Out of all the rumours and hints that we've had so far, it's the last thing that we're pretty sure is coming for 9th edition. It's pretty much confirmed to be the title character of the last Arcs of Omen book, which hasn't been revealed yet. They've been keeping it mysteriously under lock and key, though they're sort of giving the game away with their tarot cards, making some very obvious references to Lionel Johnson, much in the same way as they did with Commander Farsight for the Tau ones. It would also fit well timing-wise as well. They've been releasing the books roughly once a month. Farsight was shown off around about 5 weeks before we'd expect his book to come out, and this would fit pretty well perfectly with that cycle, about a month prior to the model and the book dropping, so people can get hyped and know what's coming. If that prediction does turn out to be true, then I'd say it would put the show as a reveal level caliber above their normal ones. It's certainly not every day that you get a full-blooded Primarch return to Warhammer 40k. We've only got the 4 so far, and each of them was very big news at the time. It'll be interesting to see where he fits in rules-wise as well. I guess they'll give him a temporary 9th edition datasheet, though if the rumours are to be believed, it looks like that will be a very small stopgap before 10th edition comes out itself, when no doubt Games Workshop turns the entire game on its head and gives us some entirely new rules. Hopefully the model lives up to the hype though, and fingers crossed for the datasheet not being quite as underwhelming as Vashtor's was. It was kind of sad having a huge demigod of chaos built up as one of the major threats to the galaxy, and then despite being able to hit things rather hard with his hammer, he doesn't really do that much bar what a standard Chaos Space Marine Warpsmith can do. I know Games Workshop seem to want to move to an area of slightly less rules complexity within 40k, but it seems a bit sad to do so on the biggest, most centrepiece models that you kind of expect to have a lot going on with them. Let me know what you think though. Do you feel like this will be the reveal session for the Lion? I feel like a new Primarch and a book would probably be enough for the 40k section, but there are some other possibilities as well. As with the last one, we got a few Boarding Patrol releases, and these new discount boxes for their 40k but indoors expansion have kept coming. It looks like the major races will be getting one for each faction, and we are missing a few of them at the moment. Custodes, Thousand Sons and Sisters of Battle, for example, I would be guessing that they will get a boarding patrol at some point sooner or later. Not sure whether they'll come at this reveal session though, they might just come out on a random weekday. Besides the Orcs and the Tower ones, that does seem to have been the protocol up to now. Otherwise, I wouldn't expect any major surprises before the big releases of 10th. I'm sure we'll get a whole wave of Tyranids and Space Marine models then. But otherwise, possibilities could be other characters to release in the Arcs of Omen series, and perhaps out of any of them, one of the most likely might be Dante, given that we had Azrael recently, and he's kind of a similar sort of stature character in the lore, and has been sort of peripherally involved in Arcs of Omen, cropping up in the narrative in one of the earlier books. I've got no doubt that they will be releasing Dante at some point. It's more of a question as to whether or not they do it now and prior to any sort of Blood Angels range refresh, or if they save it for whenever Blood Angels get a Black Templar style treatment, which my guess would happen sometime in 10th, but I guess we'll wait and see. Again, I think it could be quite a nice stopgap though, creating a bit more excitement and another fun model to release while we wait for the next edition of 40k. Lastly, and potentially also quite intriguing, is the Kill Team release. So far we've had 3 of the 4 Into the Dark style boxes set on their Space Hulk terrain. This one will be the last of those, and while Kill Team has the potential to go literally anywhere in the 40k lore, I'd say the most likely things I'd put my money on are 2 main things. First up, it could just genuinely be that Tyranids vs Terminators does happen in the Kill Team box. It has seemed kind of likely ever since they announced the Kill Team set on a Space Hulk. It harks back to the actual game of Space Hulk. Tyranids and Terminators are the exact sort of things that you'd expect to find there. A whole bunch of people thought that might well be the case with the teaser trailer the other day, but for that one I'm a little bit uncertain. Notably, the Tyranid in the trailer definitely wasn't a Gene Stealer, and Space Hulk has generally been Gene Stealers versus Terminators, not other Tyranid nasties like Warriors or whatever. Also, the logo at the end of the video was the standard Warhammer 40k one, and they are generally quite careful about actually using the Kill Team logo for any releases for the Kill Team game. Could still potentially allude to a future version of Space Hulk, maybe where they swap out Gene Stealers for other stuff, but my guess at the moment would be that this is still probably a Warhammer 40k 10th trailer and not one for Space Hulk or Kill Team. Still though, even if this trailer was alluding to 10th edition, Gene Stealers vs Terminators is still very, very possible. Gene Stealers are a kit that I'd quite expect to get an update when Tyranids do, and actually releasing them as a preliminary release to Tyranids in 10th would actually be a fairly smart move by Games Workshop's part. They did do kind of similar in the past with Illuminor Zeraz coming out before the main Necron wave. It even could just be Tyranids and Gene Stealers on one side versus another foe potentially. Otherwise though, with Kill Team there's a whole bunch of other options, and here are maybe just a few of the more likely ones in my point of view. First up, Leagues of Votann I think will be an excellent fit. Their standard Hearthkin Warriors kind of make a good Kill Team already with their medic upgrades and things, and I feel like you could give them some Foot Hernkin style upgrade sprue things. We have seen a fair few parts in a bunch of the rumour engines like these ones on the right, the holstered axe that's very similar to the Hearthkin Warrior part, and the Hernkin Pioneer rucksack. Both of these came out after the main Votann release though, implying that they're a new kit. It could just be part of the 10th edition Leagues of Votann release wave whenever we get that, but I feel like a Scouty style Foot Votann Kill Team would be a pretty reasonable bet for a Kill Team release at some point in the future. Another really strong possibility at some stage for Kill Team will be an Inquisitorial warband, a proper revamp of the henchmen that accompany Inquisitors into battle. Again, we have seen a few Games Workshop rumour engines that would tally well with this, parts of a Gland Warrior stave that would work well as a henchman, and I feel like an Inquisitor plus all manner of weird and wonderful retinue would make an absolutely excellent Kill Team release. Again, this seems like a strong possibility. I've also heard from a couple of people a few times over now that Chaos Beastmen might be coming at some point. Certainly could be fun, though I don't think that we've seen as many previews that go with that. Again though, definitely could be an option lurking aboard a Space Hulk. So anyway, definitely some tantalising possibilities there. Let me know what you think are the most likely things to come with Adepticon. What are your predictions for the 40k and the Kill Team model releases? I certainly will be covering this in depth at the time, so if you'd like to see that, then feel free to subscribe to Auspex Tactics. I will keep up with Games Workshop's news and model releases, with new videos out just about every day. Finally, if you have been enjoying all the videos on the channel, I would just like to mention that Auspex Tactics has a Patreon page as well, and you can find that linked in the video description below. Channel patrons do get a fair few advantages, seeing certain videos early, regular votes to see what sort of things come next on the channel, and automatic entry into the regular prize giveaways with a chance to win some big model kits each month. If any of that sounds good to you, or you'd just like to help support, the link is down in the video description. In any case, an enormous thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.